Thank you very much. Sophie, thank you very much for the question. I think this links back to the question earlier around education and about how education is changing within this country. And something as a local authority that we're keen to do is to ensure that all of us, children and young people, are given the best opportunity. And there's no one better than when you're at school than your teacher to know what your potential is. The difference with education now is when schools are trying to decide alongside you what you need to do in terms of the best GCSEs or EBACS. I try and remember all of the abbreviations which we currently have in terms of qualifications. Your teaching and support staff at school will know what your potential is, but they'll also be mindful of where the job opportunities will be in future. What school will want to do for you is to ensure that the skills that you leave from school with give you the best chance to move on to further education. So that might be college, you might be going straight to university, and if that's not the choice for you, that you have an option to then go into some type of employment. And that might not be a choice which all young people want or like, but it's because they want to do the best for you. And again, like the question earlier around education, I'm just as keen as everyone in this room to learn more about education, how we can do things differently. But we have to be mindful that we are not accountable anymore for how schools do their business. And obviously they still get a brief from central government about what they do, but we can still have some influence, and the best way of having an influence is to ensure that we listen to your voice. So if you want to speak with us and we listen to your voice, and then we can relay that information to school, and we can do that to all of our secondary schools within the borough, to say this is what young people are saying to us, this is what they want, is a bit more freedom. But school will quite rightly say, well, we know the best for that young person, but quite rightly, you need to have some say over what choices you get given at school. And I want to listen to that and obviously be a voice with all of our schools in the borough to make sure that you're listened to. Thank you.
Does anybody else want to come in?
Everyone seems to be looking at me. I'm going to slightly take I think for the first time anyone on this panel tonight is going to slightly disagree. I don't think because we're not particularly good at a subject, we should drop it. You know, we live in an age when it's hugely important that you have a wide range of skills. You're not going to be able to go into and sustain the rest of your life on a very narrow skill set. And so, for example, if you're not good at maths, frankly, you need to try and stick at it, because there'll be times in the rest of your life when an inability to cope with maths is going to be a real problem. Gary touched on it. I think actually we need a broader-based curriculum, broader-based set of exams, like the International Baccalaureate, which means that right the way up to doing a degree, you have to take a set range of subjects, including ones you like and ones you might not like so much. Otherwise, you're not going to be prepared for the rest of your adult life if you haven't got the ability to do those subjects. Let me just say, and maybe Barclaycard could add to this. I employ a staff of 5 as an MP, and when I do recruit, I find it really difficult to get applicants who've got the right skills to do the job I need them to do. That's not just in Knowsley, that's when I recruit in, if I have to recruit anybody in London as well. So you've got to be mindful of the fact that when the time comes to try and get a job, if you've got a deficiency either in, maths or sciences or English or other subjects, then you're going to find it really difficult to get through a recruitment process. So I'm in favour of as broadly based an approach and as broadly based an examination system as possible.
Thank you. Sue wanted to come in fairly quickly.
Yeah, just really quickly, I totally agree with what Mr. Howard said there, but I also think it's important to say a lot of you young people, are already adding to your skills via your volunteering. You're doing, I think the lady at the back just said she was doing volunteering, and there's a lot to be said. If you go for an interview and you've got on your CV, you do volunteering, or we've got the Police and Crime Commissioner has got a youth advisory group. I don't know whether any of you are aware of that. You come along, I think they meet monthly, I think there's about 40 people, and they discuss policing and the issues that affect them. It's a volunteering role, but if you go for a job, that goes on your CV and it looks really, really good. So even if you're not really academic, you're not really, really clever at school, remember, via volunteering, you're gaining experience, you're gaining confidence, and it will go towards your future. If anyone here tonight wants to get involved with that, if you speak to Mike, we'll ensure you get put on that. And they do really discuss.
Do you want to stand up, Mike? And so
There's Mike there. They really do discuss things that are relevant to you. Child sexual exploitation, all sorts of things like that is relevant to you. So please speak to Mike, and that will all go on your CV. You'll get a certificate from us for doing it, and it helps with you getting a job for the future. Thank you.